to react to this particular story. Hello, Ankyo. Yes, the issue of abandoned projects, by Nddc. What do you make out of it? In recent times, it's been a talking point.
Hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
I'm really actually surprised that it has taken this long for the issue of the Niger Delta to be this explosive, because I believe that the Niger Delta Development Commission, when it was set up, that definitely the process to be fraudulent with the allocation of jobs, the process to be fraudulent by not doing the job and pretending to have done the job was actually inbuilt into the system of Nddc. Because if you are ever aware of how the Nddc came to be and why the Nddc came to be, this should not come as a surprise. Now, we have reached the point where it is during this 2019/2020 that we are actually, or the ordinary people, are being exposed to the facts of what is going on. But the people who are actually the victims, that is the Niger Delta people, the 9 oil-producing states that should have benefited from these so-called contracts that have not benefited, are very much aware of this loss that they have suffered for the past 20 years. Now, how are we going about bringing it up, and how are we going about to get people that have committed this crime against the Niger Delta region and the Niger Delta people? How do they get to pay for their crimes? Is what we should be talking about. Now, PDP is the party that brought about the Niger Delta Development Commission.
Okay. Thank you. Are you there? Hello.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the issue of abandoning projects by contractors. Who should be held responsible? Because that's the reason for the probe.
See, the thing about getting to the bottom of anything, if you want to get to the bottom of something and you don't start from where it started, you're not going to get anywhere. We first have to sort out how we came to be here. How did we come to be here? We're not being told how we came to be here, and we're saying we want to sort it out. So what then are we sorting? What are we sorting out? The people who gave the contract are responsible to the people of the Niger Delta, because they gave the contract, meaning the Nddc workers, the Nddc MD gave the contract on behalf of you and I, if you're from the Niger Delta. And if the contractor have not delivered, I didn't go into any contract with any contractor, but I have a contract with Nddc, because the Nddc is for me, is for you, is for the Niger Delta people. So we are going to hold the Niger Delta people, the Nddc and the MD and all the people that make decisions accountable. Okay. And so it is them that will hold the do you know the contractor? They don't publish the name of the contractors. They don't publish the name of the companies. So it could be you that is taking the money. It could be me that is being awarded the contract that has not been delivered. So if we're not going to find out who these people are through the Nddc process, then I don't see how we can solve the problem.
Okay.
The problem is that there is fraud. Who is committing the fraud?
Okay.
They are being protected, and we are now holding the Nddc people responsible. They should tell us the people that they gave the contract to.
Okay, talked about the abandoned project and the flying prime project. And now the flying contract. Ankyo, what do you make out of these two, statements, the abandoned project and the flying contract? Because I'm hearing that this for the very first time.
Well, I mean, very clearly, there are two different things. I have alluded to that, and Higher King is confirming it because he is a lawyer. He has handled cases. I am alluding to it because I have analyzed the whole situation based on information that is coming out. And what I know, for instance, like, don't forget that, as I said earlier, Nddc was created in 2000. We're now in 2020, so Nddc is 20 years old. Akpabio just came into the mess of Nddc just maybe a year ago when he was appointed minister. So then the mess he has come into, the accusation is that he has compounded it. Now, if he has compounded it, let us be fair. I'm always fair in my analysis. If he has compounded it, he has compounded it from the moment he came into it. So, but now he is dealing and following processes that are already on ground. Maybe he's compounding it, maybe he's not. The accuser is the one that is going to prove. So, there are accusations flying all over the place. This one is saying that, and this one is saying this. Now, they have to prove it to you and I. It's not, I don't have to prove anything.
Okay, a very quick one. A very quick one, thank you.
It is at the proving point that you will show me, and I will accept what you're showing to me.
Okay.
But right now, the different accusations that is going on is accusations. All of it have to be proven. We have to see it in black and white. And not all of these things going on should be public. It should be done in public. It's not the National Assembly chairman that is in Abonima that have not received what Nddc has promised. It's me and Briggs. And so at the end of the day, I also, the people who have been marginalized and who have been denied, also have to be satisfied that their issues are being redressed and that they are part of the redressing, not just the National Assembly. The National Assembly is part of the problem.
Okay, a very bold statement. Thank you. I have to come in here now. It's no longer news that there are counter allegations, even allegations of corruption in the Nddc. And my question is it today or is it now that we are realizing that there have been corruption rocking the Nddc in recent times? Hello, Anki, are you there?
I am.
Okay.
It is not today. I said it at the beginning that the corruption is inbuilt with the inauguration. From the moment of inauguration, the people who have ever become MDs from Onyema Ugochukwu through to Timi Alaibe and all those people, they started working in the Nddc. But their appointment is based on politics. Is based on which political party you are. And that was why I mentioned PDP earlier on. I'm not supporting one or the other. But the reason of mentioning is that when PDP was in power, they appointed PDP members. And some of the call I am making is that the process of engaging people to work in Nddc should go through a verified and sure recruitment agencies, even from abroad, to recruit the indigenes of the 9 oil-producing states that qualify to run an agency such as this. It should not be based on who is giving you letter from the villa, who is giving you letter from the Senate, whose wife is giving you letter. It should be based on what your performance is as an MD in a job such as running an agency for 9 states in Nigeria that is full of corruption.
Okay.
Why are we running away from the realities in this country? Nigeria is corrupt.
Okay, thank you. I have to come in here now. Thank you. Okay, I have to come in here. You are making very, very bold statement. Nigeria is corrupt, but we all know corruption is everywhere in the world, and it's not just peculiar to Nigeria. But still stand by why the barrister talks. It's no longer news that there's a fierce battle. Joy Noye. Anki, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you heard a revelation by Joy Noye. It's a very insightful one, very revealing. What do you make out of it?
Well, I mean, I think Higher King really have alluded to that, because you see, everything in that video, as it is narrated to us, is first of all a criminal offense. Each and every one of them are criminal offenses. And therefore, I said earlier on when I was speaking, and Joy herself have said so in the process of her presentation, that when she was asked to write a letter to implicate somebody, that she had said she is a lawyer, and that if you make allegations, you have to prove it. Now, that also applies to me, and it applies to you, and it applies to her. And she has said so. So, for me, everything, the accusations, and the accusation is just not one-sided. But right now, we have decided that we're focusing only on what has happened since the appointment of the minister and Joy herself into the process of the Nddc. I am still maintaining that we cannot solve the rot in Nddc without going right back to the beginning. I also want to make this point, that the whole world is corrupt, is not denying. I'm not denying that. But you see, again, in places like China, when you're caught with corruption, they execute you. What do they do here in Nigeria? People hail them in Nigeria. So you cannot now be comparing what happens abroad with what happens here, when we're not actually doing the same thing. The bottom line, in my opinion, is this, that whatever is wrong in Nigeria that affects my people, myself, my rights as a Christian, the religion I choose to belong to, my ethnic nationality, all of these things are rights that I have. And anything that infringes on those rights, I'm going to kick against it. The Nddc is a project, is an agency that is set up as an intervention agency. The Nddc is not a development agency, but we have accepted it as a development agency.
But that's thank you. I have to come in. As the name connotes, Niger Delta Development Commission, but you just said it is not a development commission. Why would you say that?
It is not a development agency. And let me also put this to you. It may not be known, but you see, people thought something happened to bring the Niger Delta about, the commission about. Obasanjo did not just wake up for the love of Niger Delta and just put Niger Delta there. No, it was first of all Umpadec. You see, Umpadec is practically the same thing as what Nddc is. What he did was to change the name and call it Niger Delta Development Commission. It is not Niger Delta. It should not have been. And I raised that argument when we were fighting for justice and equity as far back as 1998, 1999. Now, it should have remained the Oil Producing Development States Commission. Now, or agency, whatever is better. But to call it Niger Delta Development Commission, you bring confusion in. The Ondo people are in Southwest. You cannot be in Southwest and also be in South-South. Imo and Abia is in Southeast. You cannot be in Southeast and also be in South-South. It's a geopolitical zone. So to call it, to connote it with those things, to color it with those things, is to create confusion. And it is that confusion that is now coming to fore. I'm surprised and disappointed that it has taken so long for it to come to this level. But whatever point we are in 2020, the truth must emerge. Allegations are being made. The person who is being alleged must defend themselves, and the person who is making the allegation must prove the allegation. I don't care what who goes to jail or who doesn't go to jail, who loses their job and who doesn't lose their job. Like the IMC today now, the one in place, it should have been removed. The whole IMC should have gone when they removed the MD.
Okay,
now we have
quickly, we have to go for a quick to react to this particular one. Hello, Uncle Briggs.
Why do I have to react to this particular one?
Yes,
let me ask, I was not being sarcastic.
Because she's a woman. Because she's a woman.
Yes.
Please now, I said I was just being sarcastic.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, I fully understand anybody who realizes that there are people, unknown people, whether they are army, police, whatever, at your gate at 4 o'clock in the morning, will frighten anybody. I, for one, have had experiences of attempts being made on my life in 2004, 2005, even 2003, during the 2003 election, and so on and so forth. So I truly understand, and I wish at that time that Governor Wike was the governor, because I would have called him as well. So I am confident now that anytime I need help, that where my life is in danger or whatever, at least I know that I have a governor that I can call. You know, so the fact that that happened is, as a person, I understand her fears and her position. I would do the same. Now, the legalities and stuff of it is people like Higher King that will inform us. But as a novice, as an ordinary person, I would want somebody to come to my aid. Two things that I noticed in this thing. That the governor went there. I wish that the governor had insisted that that man, those two men that he was addressing, that I wish he had insisted that they hand over their ID card so that he can see their name. We're seeing their faces. We need to see their names so that we can ensure where they came from and who sent them. That is one. Then two, I also heard the governor, after the incident, after the rescue and evacuation that he made of Joy Nune back to government house for safety, I heard him in the interview that he gave, where he said that he spoke to the commissioner of police. I heard him very clearly that he spoke to the commissioner of police. He also said that the commissioner of police said that he is not aware at that very moment. That is what the governor said, and I believe what the governor said.
Okay, now, a very quick one, please.
Let me land, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Then I also watched the interview of the police commissioner 24 hours later after the incident, saying very clearly that he was aware of their presence in that place. So and he said so many other things that I won't go into because those are legal issues.
Okay.
But I heard him say clearly with this my ear that is working, that he was not aware that they were there. That the governor had said 24 hours before that he have spoken to the police commissioner and he said he was not aware. There is a massive discrepancy between very powerful men in government. The commissioner of police that is supposed to protect life and property in Rivers State is saying one thing, and the governor of Rivers State that is also supposed to protect the life and property of Rivers State people is saying that the commissioner said to him that he was not aware. This is a very serious discrepancy, and this is one thing that we must get to the bottom of it, because one of these two positions are not very acceptable. The commissioner saying one thing and the governor saying another thing.
Okay.
Looking for how to administer communion in an easy, convenient and hygienic manner? Search no further, as Sacred Communion Nigeria Limited will take care of all your needs with their pre-filled communion cups prepared in the most hygienic manner to hold the wafer and wine suitable for all congregation. It is economical, time-saving, 100% grape juice. Contact us now on 0802 318 2664 or 0806 918 4324. Email sacredcommunionwine@gmail.com. Visit us today at Sohon Kudenda Industrial Layout, Kachia Road, Kaduna. You can log on to www.sacredcommunionwine.com. Sacred Communion, communion made easy.
Must not be involved in the process of politics. They should bring reputable recruiting agencies from outside Nigeria to pick the best, whether they apply, whether it's a Rivers man in America and he wants to apply for the job, he should apply for the job. From Abia in New Zealand, he should apply for the job. If he qualifies, he should be given the job. This Nddc, Amnesty, Ministry of Niger Delta must be taken out of the control, because what they are doing is they are giving us something with the right hand and taking it back with the left hand. I said, if you go through the list of people who have gotten jobs for 20 years in Nddc, you will see the problem. If you look at the people who have collected scholarship from Ministry of Niger Delta, from Amnesty, and from the Nddc, you will see that the majority of them, I'm using this word very carefully now, at this point, the majority is not in control, is not controlled by the Niger Delta people, and we are losing out. And finally, if we are not careful, they will use the government, let me say the government, will use this opportunity and come up with a reason to close down or put on hold the Niger Delta Commission, the Amnesty Program, and the Ministry of Niger Delta. And these are things that have been given specifically to the Niger Delta people because of agitation, genuine agitation, of which I, my humble self here, have been involved in from 1998 to the argument that brought about Nddc, to the argument that brought about the Ministry of Niger Delta and the Amnesty Program. And therefore, the fact that we are not benefiting from it is nonsense. And we must take these powers back from whoever it is that is taking these powers from us.